All right, hello, welcome to this best of three for the Star Ladder Invitational Season 4 North American qualifiers. Here we have Optic Gaming versus Five Turtles. I am your play-by-play caster, Spruce Moose, and with me is Forged Dota. Do you want to walk us through the draft so far?
Yeah, so Dark Willow, it seems like no team just wants to play against it because it's been banned out. We saw this banned out yesterday as well. DC opting both games to first ban it, and then the Enchantress Nature's Prophet to follow up. So Optic just worried about those really annoying heroes to deal with. You have the Enchantress bullying your lanes, the Nature's Prophet constantly threatening those side lanes, that split push, and of course Dark Willow, just an incredibly obnoxious hero to deal with if you're not ready. Flip side, we're going to see the Chen, another lane harass, and then the Sand King Razor, two very, very strong heroes in the meta right now, so no big surprise.
We've seen some very quick drafting coming out from both sides here,
Yeah,
already into the second phase of bans, just as we've finished talking about the initial bans here. Well, the Bane Gyro, pretty strong opening from Optic. Likewise, Tiny Rubik, Five Turtles, nothing too crazy from the first two picks from either teams.
yeah, I like the tiny a lot as an opener because you can basically run it anywhere from the 1 to the 4 position. Most likely seen in the off lane. I feel like that's where most
Yeah,
teams have been deciding to play him as kind of like that blink initiator with the Shadow Blade follow up eventually, but can be run as the mid, and every once in a while can still be run as that position 1 farming core as well. Rubik, just a very solid support, gives you lots of lockdown already with the Bane Gyro pickup. Lots of
mm,
good spells to steal. Anything from Bane is good. Homing missile is very good, and if you manage to steal call down, can be very nice to turn a team fight around.
sure.
Uh,
Always going to get a good Spain from Bell, right? Because the channeled ult, the Fiend's Grip, is an easy
yeah,
steal.
yeah, yeah. Similar to like a black hole, where it's pretty hard to not give that to Rubik, and a
Yeah,
very very powerful spell to steal as well. If you can turn that around onto the gyrocopter, can be very very good to make sure that you wear down that BKB, and hopefully your cores can follow up. That being said, I mean gyrocopter also, pretty scary because that flat cannon is going to make that Rubik and that Tiny's life pretty difficult
oh
as it
yeah.
is. So we're gonna take a look at these bans now. Omni Knight and Tusk gonna get banned out. So it seems like Optic think that this is going to be either like that mid tiny or something. They don't think it's going in that off lane yet. Either that or they're just securing that Omni Knight against the Gyrocopter, who can be very annoying. You've got the Guardian Angel to prevent a lot of that flat cannon damage, and you have the Repel, of course, to kind of counteract that homing missile chase.
Yeah, I think from the optics so far, it looks like they kind of just want to play their own game. Almost not disregarding Five Turtles, but they've obviously got the game plan. They go, we don't want to play against these heroes. We're just going to ban them out, and we're going to pick what we want to pick.
Yeah, with Tiny Rubik as an opener, it's pretty hard to try and like guess what your opponent's going to do. So it's much safer to just stick to your own draft, figure out what you don't want to play, I guess, rather than try and play mind games in these two very flexible heroes. Because even Rubik is a bit flexible because can be run as that position 5, or has that opportunity to be a bit greedier in that position 4. So you
Yeah,
don't
yeah.
want to try and play those mind games with flexible heroes. And
Ooh,
Io,
love it. There we go. Love me
yeah,
some IO.
yeah, we saw Io Gyrocopter run yesterday by DC to wonderful effect. Some really good team fights were turned around by that, and a good hero to kind of counteract that tiny burst combo as well. You've got the damage reduction coming in from the overcharge, and if you can get that person out with a relocate and come back in at full HP, Tiny is very much about burst a hero down in the first few seconds of a fight and
Mm.
then have the numbers advantage. But Io kind of mitigating that. I really like this pickup.
Yeah, very smart. Zai, a great Wisp player, of course, as well. So hopefully get to see some nice plays coming through in this game from Zai. Oh, Earth Spirit. Oh,
But I do like this Earth Spear pickup as well, though. Somebody that can get in onto the back lines, deal some damage onto the IO, so he doesn't just get to sit back and be annoying. And of course, Magnetize is going to do a lot of spread AoE damage as well. So it's not like it's just going to be focusing in on the IO and possibly sacrificing something. In those
mm.
team fights, going to be a lot of spread damage there. The silence and the control. It's also a long range disabler for that Fiend's Grip as well, so that Bane doesn't just get to channel it for the whole duration.
Yeah, for sure. We're seeing a bit of a common theme here for Five Turtles. Each of their heroes kind of has like a displacement skill, right? You've got the toss, On the Tiny, you've got the lift on the Rubik, you've got the kick on the Air Spear. All of them can kind of push a hero away, put them where they want to position, try and take a fight on that term. So you think they're maybe going to go for the, like we're saying with the Tiny, a quick pick, just isolate a hero, throw them out of their comfort zone, and just burst them down?
Yeah, that seems to be kind of the game plan, right? Turn their, quickly gank one hero, and then if you do start a team fight, turn that into a numbers advantage. But with this Night Stalker pickup, it's going to be a little different. It looks like this is going to be that 33 Night Stalker in that off lane, pretty tanky, pretty annoying to deal with. And once he gets his farm, it's going to provide a lot of vision to spot out that Earth Spirit, find that Tiny before that jump, and
Yeah.
Darkness going to really limit Five Turtles' ability to find those pickoffs in that downtime.
I think it's a really smart pick from the Night Stalker. Like saying, if Five Turtles are going for that sort of game plan of the pick off and gank, especially with now this Lysila pickup as well, Night Stalker does such a good job of preventing that, just limiting the vision, like you're saying.
Yeah, Lifestealer is a very, very good pickoff hero as well. Like we said, that kind of mentality of pick off somebody really quickly. It's also somebody that can kind of eat through the tankiness that the Night Stalker has. Feast going to be very good against these tanky strength heroes, and very, very quickly going to eat down the Wisp as well. If Lifestealer decides to kind of go for more of that old school build, the Phase Armlet instead of the more common Solar Crest and the Radiance, then very, very quickly going to be able to eat down that IO and prevent a lot of that healing.
Final bans coming through here. We've got the Outworld Devourer for Optic Gaming. Again, another big burst damage. I mean, basically just a big damage core, right? OD does one thing, he just hits heroes.
Yeah, that's basically all Five Turtles really need right now, right? They have that pushing hero in the Lifestealer and as well in the Tiny. They've got really good pick off. I don't really see them being able to pick a mid hero that's good for a team fight. So instead, if you just build these meat shields in the Tiny and Lifestealer, OD would be able to absolutely wreck. Something in the similar vein, though, they might look for maybe a sniper, but they're going to go for the Shadow Fiend instead. So even more burst damage and a bit of team fight to kind of back up with that. With that Requiem, you have the damage and the slow.
Yeah, a bit more help to siege towers as well. See, the Lifestealer can rage up and slap it from up close, but you've got the good range in the Shadow Fiend to sit from a bit further away without having to get in so close to like the Night Stalker IO potential relocates.
Yeah, I like this Five Turtles draft. It's got a very clear objective in mind. They have a very clear game plan. Pick somebody off with the Earth Spirit Infest, burst somebody down with Tiny, and then turn that into an advantage, and then follow that up with some objectives thanks to the Lifestealer and the Shadow Fiend, and a pretty good mix of damage types as well, right? You have the burst magical as well as some really, really good physical DPS scaling later into the game.
That is true. That is true. We are the only one thing I would say from Optics so far. We are lacking a bit of damage. Gyrocop's obviously a great mix damage type carry. Scales pretty well in all phases of the game, but they're going to need this mid hero to carry some of the slack with that late game damage, I think.
Yeah, the other thing that this Night Stalker pick kind of limits them on is while they do have good team fight, they don't really have great initiation for that team fight. They're gonna have really good vision, but other than really like the Bane finding somebody out or like following up on a homing missile, they don't really have like where Five Turtles have this kind of blink in with the Tiny or roll in with the Earth Spirit and blow somebody up. There's not really that immediate turnaround for Optic, so we'll have to see what they want to go for to kind of supplement that.
They are lacking like some area CC in general, right? You've got the Nightmare Fiend's Grip, both single target, missile, single target, Night Stalker, silent single target, as well as the Void. There's no a Ravage type spell. Just a good old stun like the Nyx Impale or something, which is team fights.
They could go for something like the CCNC, either like the Quap or maybe the Tinker, kind of some spread
Possibly.
damage, give them that kind of like mid-game tempo. And
there's not Puck, possibly.
Puck would be good, but kind of puts them in on a bit of a timer, right? Puck against Shadow Fiend Lifestealer doesn't really scale very well, so they would be on a little bit of a timer. And I think when you're the team that has, I would say like a slight advantage, like no disrespect to Five Turtles, but I think optically clear favorites in this series, you don't want to limit yourself onto a timer. So they're going to grab the Queen of Pain, scales very well. Grabs the Orchid, grabs for the Lifestealer, grabs a Nullifier later for the Shadow Fiend, and they're going to have lots of damage, lots of team fight, and really good mobility against this Earth Spirit Rubik who don't really have the best lockdown.
I mean, yeah, he's got to be careful, I guess, of the Earth Spirit Silence, but he's not going to get that until a few levels into the game. But we'll see. Draft-wise, actually, I think I prefer 5 Turtles draft, but just say are you still going to tip it towards Optic just from the skill level?
I would think so. I feel like with this Quap pick now, Earth Spirit's gonna have a really tough time roaming on any of these lanes. It's actually gonna be a PPD Night Stalker.
Oh.
So is this an off lane Bane?
Oh, that could be cool. Interested to see how this goes.
Okay, so with that adjustment, I might favor 5 Turtles a little bit more. Just a little bit more.
You don't trust the Night Stalker PPD?
It's not that I don't trust the Night Stalker PPD, but with what the offlane Night Stalker gave them was a super tanky, really tough to gank hero, right? Whereas Bane doesn't really have that as an offlaner. He's going to have Brain Sap, he's going to have Nightmare, and then basically once those 2 spells are out, he's going to get open wounds, he's going to get rolled on, and he's basically going to get chased down. Whereas Night Stalker could maybe be tanky enough to roll away from that, run away from that. So I'm just worried that now they have a lane that's gankable by the Earth Spirit, basically, right? Because before, they had this Queen of Pain who could blink out. You have an Io sitting behind a Gyrocopter. He's going to be damn near impossible for this Earth Spirit to gank. So I feel like we're going to see a lot of problems for this Bane.
Quite possibly, yeah. See how it goes. I guess I am interested to see if this is an off-lane Bane. I imagine they might try and do like a dual aggro lane or something.
That would be the best way to go.
Yeah, I think so. But a little bit of a pause here as the Earth Spirits DC. But if you're just joining the stream, guys, welcome. We are casting this best of 3 for Star Ladder. The NA qualifiers. This is the semi-final match here. Optic against 5 Turtles. I am your play-by-play Spruce Miz with me as Forged Dota, and we hope to have an entertaining best of 3 series here for you guys. Hopefully not too long a pause here as we're just waiting for Orange to come in on the Earth Spirit. We can run down on the players here. So we've got CCNC picking up the Quap for Optic. Zai on the Wisp. Pycat we're picking up the Gyrocopter. 33 here on the Bane. PPD on the Night Stalker. Meanwhile, for 5 Turtles, we've got Sword Amy on the Tiny. Old White standing in here. I think he was playing for Thundercats, wasn't he, versus DC yesterday?
Yeah.
He's on the live stream. We've got Onion here on the Rubik. Gunner on the Shadow Fiend, and Orange here on the Earth Spirit.
It should be an entertaining game no matter which way this goes. I think, Optic, they have themselves a pretty early tempo here, kind of setup, right? Pycat's going to want to farm a few stacks, but Gyro's still very much a hero that, gets his drums S and Y online and pretty much is ready to fight. Lifestealer, depending on which build he's going to go, either like the Armlet Deso or the Radiant Solar Crest, he's going to be fighting pretty early unless he goes for that Radiance build. But even then, you've got this Tiny, you've got this Earth Spirit, and Shadow Fiend comes online very quickly as well. So I feel like there's going to be a lot of action in this game.
Yeah, it would seem so. Definitely with the lineup, 5 Turtles got aggressive, lots of stuns, lots of control. They want to play at quite a fast tempo, I imagine. So here we go. We has reconnected. Just checking out and admiring the little Tinkbot courier they've got on the Radiant side here. I've never seen that before. Tinkbot. All right, here we go. Underway.
Yes. The good old courier. I'm a big fan of the Onami courier that came out recently. Every time I see that in the game, I pretty much just call whoever has that team as the team that's gonna win.
Yeah, if I don't know what to do on the draft, I just go with the who's got the best courier. That's my general tactic.
That's
Works out about 50% of the time.
Hey man, that's a good success rate.
Yeah. It's almost like it has no impact on my decision on who's going to win.
I don't believe it. So there are no wards. Okay, Night Stalker PPD has 2 wards. Both. So they're going to look to...
They're taking a full 5-man of Optic up to this top side of the lane, getting a deep ward down which will block this pool camp, and they're going to spot out the Lifestealer. Can they set something up here? 33 holding the point. I mean, slaps.
Yeah, if they bait out the Rage, I think they're happy there. You really, really don't want level 1 Rage.
Are you ready to rubble?
I'm going to have to... I love these voice lines, but man, are they going to distract me if I have to keep hearing them all game.
I have to mute them. Otherwise it comes through all the time, yeah.
Yeah.
They are cool.
They are pretty good. So it looks like we're going to just get our usual 2 for 2. Actually, our 5 Turtles going to get 3?
PPD's having a go.
They're going to get all 4.
GG, call it now, boys. Orange, though, having a bit of harass here against PPD gets the roll forward there. There's the avalanche forward from Sword there on the Tiny. PPD in trouble. Pycat is here trying to offer some help with the rocket barrage. Is it going to be enough to dissuade? Looks like it will be. PPD pops to south. Orange getting low, but he should be fine as well. He's going to run himself back to the trees. Actually, Pycat's not done. He's just kind of hanging around. Another avalanche here for Sword. Next onto Pycat, but here comes PPD wrapping it back around. The roll comes forward though from Orange. Trying to break it down here onto Pycat. Orb of Venom slow. Couple more whacks. Rocket barrage coming through.
Oh my god.
What is this engagement at the start? 40 seconds in. Very long. No one yet dying. Have the Mango and the Tiny. Another roll forwards there. Connects onto Pycat. Rocket barrage will connect. The slow there from PPD. The avalanche is just about to miss there on Pycat. Trying to juke round into the trees. I don't think he's going to go down. Orange now in quite deep. Trying to juke himself through the trees, but PPD cuts the tree down. Finds him out here. Has another Void Veil. No, he does not. The clarity is there, but it's not going to be enough mana to get the kill. And I don't think Orange is going to die either.
I mean, it doesn't matter. That is so worth it for 5 turtles. That was a whole wave. And then a little bit that the Gyrocopter wasn't there to farm. He has 1 CS. He's missed that entire first wave. Barely gets any of the experience either. Just now hitting level 2. That was 100% worth it for them.
A lot of regen forced out as well.
Yeah.
It's going to be this off-lane duel then, the IO and the Bane.
Oh. Yeah, I think this makes the most sense. If this is where you're going to... I mean, I kind of would like to see the Night Stalker up top here. I feel like you'd be pretty good to bully the Lifestealer. But alternatively from that, you know, Zai's already got the bottle thanks to... Well, I was going to say the runes, but they didn't get any. So he's already got the bottle. So he's just going to be able to keep the mana up on 33. Enfeeble going to be very, very annoying against this Lifestealer. I've even seen some Banes who run this kind of 3 position just max the Enfeeble. Or at least get like 2 or 3 points in it, just to be totally annoying to the enemy harass.
Completely shut down that carry's ability to farm. We're expecting... I mean, for you, does it chalk up to a win if like PPD can cancel out this Earth Spirit in this early part of the game? If the Earth Spirit has to stay and contest in this bottom lane, is that a win for Optic or is that a win for 5 turtles?
I think it's a win until the first nighttime, right? If PPD spends the first 4 minutes of the game just making sure that Earth Spirit has to stay down here, then yeah, that's 100% a win because he's not going to be doing too much anyway. Quap's already going to be having a good time in mid. We see Shadow Fiend, you know, he's got 2 and 2, but the edge is definitely there for CCNC right now. He's got another South coming out. He's going to be building another Null. And once that happens, you know, around the first nighttime is really when PPD has to start moving. So as long as Pycat has enough farm by first night, it doesn't matter.
Yeah, I think that's a pretty reasonable summation. In this mid lane, how are we thinking this is going to go? CNC here on the Quap versus the Shadow Fiend, a pretty classic laning matchup. I assume it tends to favour the Queen of Pain if she can get the harass out there with the Shadow Strike early.
Yeah, it favors Quap for the first few levels. And then once Shadow Fiend hits level 3, that's when it kind of starts tilting back into his favor because he gets enough damage that he could just out CS her. That's where PPD is going to have to roam in and put some pressure on, especially around that nighttime, and be annoying. The good thing about him being down here, though, he's going to get his levels. So he's going to be level like 2 or 3 by nighttime. And that should be enough to get this kill onto Gunnar.
Yeah, fair enough. I mean, yeah, you want to shut down that Shadow Fiend, don't you, as much as possible. Reduce the Necromastery soul stacks there so he doesn't have the farming capacity. As we were saying. Bit of a DC still here. He's waiting for the Tiny to come back. Hopefully he's back soon, so apologies for this, guys. Stream, guys and gals. Hopefully not too much longer. Up top lane, how do you think this matchup's going to go? The IO Bane versus Rubik Lifestealer?
I mean, Lifestealer, I would normally say is going to get his farm, but with this level 1 Enfeeble, it's already going to be annoying for him. So, I mean, Rubik is a great support hero, but what he's not really good at is like this laning. He's not very good until he gets a few levels into him. So this early game is actually going to be, I think, Optic favored. This very annoying dual offlane by
oh, we're back.
33 in his line.
Here we go. G, we are back underway. Sorry about the delay, guys. If we get back into the flow of this game now. Down bottom, well, classic 2-1-2 lanes. There seems to be the current state of the meta. Not necessarily the most common laning matchups in each of these dual lanes, but oh, CNC taking some harass here. A couple of raises there. We'll pop the South. Oh no. Another pause. Feels bad, man.
They're having some internet issues, it would seem, on the side of Five Turtles.
Indeedy.
Feels bad, man.
Or getting hyped up, getting revved up to go, and it's like, oh, pause. Back down to first gear.
Yeah. CS so far favoring Quap. I know it's only a couple minutes into the game thanks to the pauses we've had, but so far Quap doing okay. 8-2 on her. Those denies are going to be key. You want to keep Shadowfiend as low level as possible. He does have the level 2 in Raze now, so it's going to be pretty easy for him to start spamming down those waves, retreat to the jungle, and kind of repeat from there.
Yeah. What sort of build do we think we're going to see from CCNC this game on the Quap? Maybe like the Veil first, or do you think he'll go for the Orchid?
It kind of depends. It depends on the pace they want to set, right? I think if you want to go for kind of an early aggressive play, then you go for, you know, Veil into either the Orchid or the Euls, depending on if you're scared of the Surf Spirit yet or not. And then maybe into something like the Lincoln Sphere, or even just a very early BKB, and just kind of run them down very early.
Yeah, fair enough. I want to see how good this Dota Plus is while we're waiting. So already got a slightly above percentage win rate for Optic this early start of the game. What's it? Something like a plus 5% or something.
Oh, I mean, that's it, right? We might as well call the game already.
GG. I mean, they did lose all the runes though.
They did lose all the runes, so I mean, I don't know if Dota Plus takes that into account, because that's I don't remember what the statistic was. There was something like
I remember when it first came out, wasn't it? It was something like if you got more than the 2 runes, you had like a 66% chance of winning or something from the start of the game.
Yeah,
that was way back in patches.
I think it was something at like either Katowice or Genting. The team that got the first 4 bounty runes and first blood won the game like 95% of the time.
Oh.
It might not have been that high, but it was something really high. If you got all 4 runes and the first blood, you basically had the game in the bag. And if you just got the 4 runes, I think it was like 83%, which is still really high.
83, that's nothing. That's just, you know, Ashlord level 83%, isn't it? You know,
no biggie, no biggie.
Chance not to win means you win every time. We quick reconnect and then a quick disconnect again. Hopefully we are back in action short. It'll be very sad for this to go to some sort of like technical buy. Been hyped up for this game, waiting for this game for 2 days.
Yeah.
Do but pray that Mr. Tiny is actually quite deep in this wave in the bottom. Might be in trouble. Mixel is dropped down here by Pycat.
Is Void off cooldown?
He just used it.
He just used Void. Yeah, so I think he'll be fine. He'll just Avatos. Or he'll just Avalanche and walk away. Our Spirit's ready to roll in, so I don't think they get this kill. Very good harass, though. Get him very low.
Does have Mango and a Salve, no wand.
Yeah, if he had a wand or... we'll see. We'll see.
Mixel connects, gets the Avalanche there onto the Night Stalker, but there we go. He's actually, I think it's going to be first blood. Brings him down. Right. Pycat there. Maybe taking advantage of the disconnect a little bit, but, you know, what are you going to do?
I didn't realize he had just placed it, so I thought it was going to hit right away. But yeah, the extra little time there lets him get a few extra right hits, right clicks in, and well played by them. Oh, double damage rune on Gunner, though. This is going to help in mid.
Up top, though, we have the Telekinesis here onto Zai. Ice Stealer, Old White here. He's trying to chomp through this Wisp. Can he find it? A couple more right clicks from the Onion there. Not going to find it. And Zai will be fine with the Enfeeble damage reduction. Ice not quite able to offer the damage.
Yeah, and this is going to be a lot of experience as well.
Oh, look at this creep wave. Yeah. That's why Earth Spirit is rotated up here. Going to help them dive past this wave. Force them back away from the XP.
33 is still getting it, though. He's hiding in the trees there.
Nice
Orange could maybe think about a dive, but I don't think he wants to.
It's Enfeeble. Look at this. It's so sad.
Yeah,
minus 60 damage.
Yeah. So you're basically hitting with 20 damage, because that's what Quelling Blade gives you. Sorry, 24 damage. That feels so bad, man.
You still got 12 last hits, though, to be fair.
Yeah, he got those before that second level Enfeeble came in, though. Like, he's not getting anything anymore.
All CCNC dropping low pops to verify, quick blink away. You're not going to find the third raise there from Gunner and Zai. In fact, TP's in to offer up some assistance to his buddy here on the clock, but up top,
33?
he is stuck between three. No, he's juking through the trees. He's got brain sap, 8 seconds. Has a south, nice dodge of the stun, but he's just running himself to his death with the Fade Bolt. Onion there will find the kills, leaving up the
Down
score
bottom,
now
though, on the
1
other
to
side,
1.
though.
Ooh, diving very, very deep here. I mean, Gyrocopter's role-playing as Axie. He's cutting the wave. What's going on?
Both
Sword
of these
will
teams
seal
farming past the enemy tier 1 tower.
Yeah. Who cares about towers, man?
That is, we do see there, though, one of the weaknesses of Bane, right? If you get jumped on like that, there's really nothing you can do about it.
Especially you just get outmanned like that. I mean, 1 versus 1 or 1 versus 2, he might even get himself away, but 3 heroes, no chance.
Yeah, and with Zai rotating into the mid lane, 5 Turtles give the go-ahead for that.
Gunnar in trouble here. Void comes through from the nice. We're going to get instantly blown up
He's
there.
dead.
Orange gets to roll away. No, he should be fine.
Yeah,
Indeed he is.
He didn't get the block off there on the roll. Didn't want to tank the tower aggro too much. I think that's the only reason he lives there. But getting kills on Shadow Fiend, very, very important. Keeping him down.
Sure.
And
You see the full
looks-
wand killer on the Gyro. Tiny's picked up a wand of his own as well. Super useful versus Gyrocopter, spamming out those spells, of course.
Yeah, and this is kind of why they were diving that tower so quickly. They wanted to get Pycat into a safe position where PPD can't roam around with Zai like this and get this early aggression down. They are spotted out by this ward though, so the rotation's going to come back in from Orange, and Shadowfiend should be okay.
Scan, yep, catches them there on the cliff, so they know they're about.
Yeah. Zai just watched the ward die though, so he knows they were spotted.
Tiny here going for the pull, grabs a couple of creeps in his bottom lane, will pull them back around, safely fire them up on his own terms. Next it here with the hard camp.
33. 33's just maxing this enfeeble. There's negative 90 damage on this Lifestealer now. He's not going to get any farm.
I mean, 18 and 2, he's got 6 last hits since we last mentioned, which is not amazing to be honest.
He's just popping the mangoes to keep it up.
Is it just like a tilt factor here? That he's got the raindrop as well for the mana.
Yeah. I mean, this is
Roll
absolutely
forwards
my
here.
game.
Zai might be in trouble. The Fade Bolt there, and the telekinesis drop back. One more right click there, and he will go down. Onion once again finding the kill here on the Rubik. Score now 2-2.
Yeah, I mean, killing Zai is definitely an important thing. If you get that Rubik, Io, get a lot of farm, it's going to be really, really tough to... I mean, if you can't kill Io, then you definitely can't kill anybody
Bottom.
on Io's team.
Rotations down here. Sword, he's in trouble. Once again being dived under tower, and Zai will find that there with the orb. Goes round, brings him down. EPD coming on this experience as well. They'll be able to push into this tower now with the siege cart. Going to use the aggressive glyph, in fact, as well. At 33 meanwhile
dying
up
in
top.
top lane.
Yeah. Once again facing into 3 heroes. Likewise in the bottom lane versus the Tiny. Now it's 33's chance, but he's getting blocked up. He's so tanky though on this Bane. 2 more 1 charges are available in 5 seconds. I don't think he's going to matter. The roll comes forward there. How is he still alive? Finally, they bring him down. Orange there on the Earth Spirit finding the kill.
And they actually...
Once again, Tiny.
They do trade PPD for it this time, but absolutely worth it. Pycat,
Level
he's got his
6.
phase boots plus like 500 or 600 gold on top of that. He could even skip the drums on this one and just go right for the SNY.
See a smoke coming through now from Orange and Onion here. They take up the shrine as well. Let's try and make a move maybe onto CCNC, but Nightstalker is going to spot them out immediately. Smoke will be broken. Onion is revealed. But Orange is still hidden.
Yeah, they still know something's coming in towards CCNC.
There you go. CC blinks and aggressively actually gets brought down there by Orange with the raise as well from Gunnar and PPD. He's in trouble, but gets himself out there. Zai maybe looking to snipe him here with the balls of fury, but he's not going to find him. Or maybe he will. Gunnar, where you going?
Oh my God.
No! Zai. No scope.
What a play. Is he going to get the rune too? No, okay, rune's bottom.
That would have been
got the
really
rune,
swish, yeah.
He does have his full urn now, though, which is going to be huge. Any further engagements going to be very key. CCNC, unfortunately, just making a small mistake there and lets himself get triple raised. The only reason he dies there, I think. He had just enough HP if he would have missed that last raise, but...
Oh, Fiend's grip here on the Lifestealer. PPD with the IO, do they have enough damage to bring him down? He is level 6, so he does have that Infest available. He actually just pops the Rage, runs himself behind the tower, and that's a big cooldown. About a successful gank, but they do force the Lifestealer back at least.
Orange is spotting out Pycat in bottom lane. Meanwhile, though, he's got that Invis rune. He's scouting for his Tiny, but I don't think Tiny wants to rotate that deeply. He knows that the IO...
13 charges as well on the Wand of Pycat.
Yeah, that'll be a very, very tough kill. So they are just going to let this Invis expire.
Oh,
Did he not see
Pycat.
him?
No, I don't think so. Just
Oh, that-
just walked by the tree in time.
Oh, that could be huge. Yeah, he's still not seen him yet.
They're rotating more bodies down. Tiny's here. Rubik's coming as well. But Zai is making his way to the bottom side as well. Here comes the roll forward here from Orange. Connects with the Pycat. Rocket Barrage in the cooldown. But here is Zai to offer the heal. Do they have enough damage to bring down Pycat before this IO can do his work? No, they cannot. Orange, in fact, is turn, and PPD is here with rotation as well. Missile will connect onto Sword. Slow down there with the Void from PPD. He's trying to body block up this Tiny. Another Rocket Barrage coming through, connecting onto Sword, and they will find the double kill there. And Pycat not losing anything. And once again, we see the power of this IO to turn around an engagement.
Yeah, I mean, that's the thing, right? If IO's still alive, you have to be worried. And this is going to be earn charges as well for Zai. He's got 2 now. So very, very tough to take him down.
See an
And,
instant smoke rotation as well. Zai and Pycat maybe looking to take some pressure here towards the Shadow Fiend, trying to force this middle lane.
Yeah, CCNC, I mean, that
Ooh,
death
DD.
really, really hurt him. Oh, did they put that on Pycat too? Yeah, they did.
Yeah. But Shadow Fiend, luckily, has rotated himself to the jungle.
Top lane, 33.
Oh. Between 3. He's very, very tanky. Gets the Nightmare there onto the Rubik. Look at this space. 4 heroes there to bring down a Bane.
That's a dead Shadow Fiend then. He doesn't even know it yet.
And you're saying that
Oh.
rotation's coming through. It's Zai and
Oh, Pycat
CCNC,
went top.
but yeah,
I thought
Pycat's
Pycat
not
was
here.
still there.
Yeah, if he wraps around, sure. Gonna maybe get a little bit lucky there, but well played nonetheless by 5 turtles. Score's pretty even actually, to be fair, 7-6.
Yeah, net worth lead not too big of a difference yet either. I think Pycat definitely pulling ahead so far though. 5k net worth on him to the
He's very big,
3.5 of the Shadow Fiend, so he's going to be the guy to watch. CCNC a little bit ahead as well, but definitely is suffering because of that death. And now we have to see where he decides to go. If he wants to go full aggressive or maybe grab that Yule Scepter to get rid of that silence. I think if I'm CCNC here, you probably go for the aggressive item and just trust in Zai on that IO to keep you alive. But we'll see what he wants to do.
I mean, we actually see Gyrocopter straight up lining up a BKB this early on. Got the drums completed, just denying the top tower there.
Yeah, so they wanted to play super aggressive.
Yeah.
Just shut down all of the towers. Is going to cause, I think, issues going into the later game, potentially not being able to deal with maybe the Magnetize and the Avatars from the Tiny, but in this early game, going to be very tough to deal with him. And actually,
Pycat though, he's in very deep. The Avalanche connects with the roll there from Orange and the toss, and they're going to burst him down. Tiny, that's a big kill streak. Dominating streak ended there. 455 gold going towards Sword there on the Tiny.
Yeah, Pycat playing a little bit too aggressively without vision of the rest of the team. I think maybe thinking Zai was on his way up, but Zai not quite there yet, so not able to keep him alive with that relocate.
Nice
Little
move
too
made from
ambitious.
Turtles for sure. That Gunner, he's looking for more. He wants this IO if he can find him. Orange here setting up as well with Onion to get the roll connect onto side with the Fable. The silence is there as well. Telekinesis and instantly burst down there with the raise. 2 quick kills from 5 Turtles, and they are looking pretty good so far at this early point in the game.
Yeah, 2 big kills as well.
They might
Are gonna
find
get the
more.
courier? Yeah, they're going to get the courier. Oh, the shield's going to be there.
You can see rotating around here with PPD. It's still nighttime. At least another 3 minutes. Rotates up there into only an aggressive blink forward there. Damage from the Quap should be enough. Telekinesis to hold back CCNC for a little bit. One more right click will find him. Can Orange get himself out of this? Rolls himself to the enemy high ground there. 33 rotating around, trying to find the setup here with the sleep. Another aggressive blink forward here from CCNC onto Orange. Connects the Shadow Strike. There's the Nightmare from 33 to cancel the roll. Gets Fiend's Grip as well. No mana left, and they do burst him down. PPD will find that kill. A quick turnaround there from Optic.
That was well played by CCNC there too, making sure that there is no opportunity to get that regen rune cancelled. So even after
33
all
here in
of
the
that
middle, sorry. Trying to set up here onto Old White. rotating around. They do have the Fiend's Grip available, but I don't think they want to go for it. Oh, they're saying that they do. PPD is rotating around for the backside. Here's CCNC with a double Sonic Wave there onto 2. Gunnar doesn't get off the Requiem Souls in time. He will drop Old White, somehow still alive, trying to rotate himself well. But here comes Io with 33. Pops the Rage, tries for the TP. They've got enough damage. Double kill there for the Bane, 33. Great rotation instantly from that top movement. Comes down to middle, spots out the Lifesteal and sets up another couple of kills.
Yeah, and meanwhile, all of this is happening. The 2 cores go down. Tiny is farming, sure, but PyCat farming much faster and getting this tower down. They might even still be able to rotate down and protect this bottom T1 on the side of Optic. And on the flip side, this T1 is definitely dead for 5 turtles. So this map pressure from just the entire Radiant squad is being very, very just troublesome.
Yeah, roam squad of the... I mean, that's basically what they've done. They set the Bane up to get his early levels, and then he's just roaming around with PPD and the IO. It's causing havoc in these lanes.
I can't believe how effective 33 has been on this offlane Bane.
I love me some weird core picks, man. Mid Jakiro, offlane Bane. Give me them. Give me more like that. I love it.
I used to be a big fan of the offlane Wyvern, but offlane Bane might be even better than that. Because I mean, this Enfeeble just shut Lifestealer down so much. It was so hard for him to get any CS.
Yeah.
And any time that they wanted to kill 33, they had to bring in like 3 or 4 heroes to do it.
Yeah, every single time, and the amount of space that it takes there to like sponge up, like Optic going, yes please, keep killing the Bane. You know, we've got 2 lanes farming, 2 other supports doing things on the map, and 4 heroes to kill an offlane Bane. I don't think it's really worth it.
Yeah, there's like they never rotated once to save him, because rather than do that, they were killing the Tiny, they were killing the Shadow Fiend, and the time investment.
And did even burst him down quickly, did he? He was surviving for like a good 5 or 6 seconds every time, just walking around the trees, getting off brain saps, casting Enfeebles and Nightmares, just generally being irritating.
Yeah, just making sure that the Lifestealer had no damage, so it was all on the supports, and then every time he would get low, he would brain sap, heal back up, and just the constant cycle kept him alive for so long that the space it was creating and the pressure that it was alleviating around the map is just, it was insane. We are going to go, though. And we're going to see the Veil Orchid build coming from CCNC. So they want to hit the pedal and go.
Yes, you were right with the assumption there of CCNC. Hoping Zai can back him up there with the defensive plays. I want to go for that more aggressive itemization. Back to spotting out Tiny here. Sword. Started to start by Night Stalker. Oh, sorry, that's the Rubik, sorry. But PPD, he's playing kind of careful. He's running around. There's a blink there on Tiny. I guess the Avalanche trying to hold back PPD, but here comes CCNC. Blinks forward aggressively. Telekinesis there from the only, but there's a brains. Look at that damage from the brains. That pure damage, of course, doing so much against that Rubik. He's brought down for 10 seconds, but not going to find anything more for now. Saying that, though, PyCat's rotating over. He's got the drums. He's got the cooldown
down as well.
What can they find? Another aggressive blink forward from CCNC. Missile will be connected there onto Gunnar, but he's got the distance. Do they want to dive it this far? Sword, though, silenced up here by PPD. Cooldown will come through from PyCat, and now they chase another aggressive blink forward. Sword should surely drop. Indeed, he does. And 33 once again picking up the kill, now dominating.
And 33 is now ahead of the Lifestealer in farm. That's not something you see often, but I mean, they're really making this work, this offlane Bane, with Zai backing him up and PPD just running around being a tanky, annoying vision scout. Basically, that's all he needs to do.
Yeah.
And he's found Gunnar now.
They have indeed. Trying to set up here. We don't have the Sonic Wave available on CCC for 30 seconds. PyCat just making short work of that tier 2 in the bottom lane, but here we go. Finally rotating in, kick there onto 2 from the Earth Spear with the toss. They're going to burst down CCC. Can PPD get himself out of this? 33. Yes, he can. He jumps himself over the trees, but can the Bane? Now he's the one in trouble. They're trying to chase for this, but they're turning around here. PyCat missile connects there onto Orange. Drops down the cooldown. Ursper is down. Oh, White again, feebled up, has no damage. He rages, tries to chomp into PyCat, but it's not really doing anything. He's just tickling him. PPD once again juking around here on the edge of his life, creating a lot of space, pulling apart 5 turtles here, and they find a kill though on Io at least. Sleep is here for 33. We're going to have a buyback. Io relocates into this fight. Connect onto PyCat. They can turn this back around now. Tiny will go down. Double kill for PyCat with the Rocket Barrage. Can they find the Shadow Fiend? He is very quick. Zai trying to find him there with the Wisp Balls. It's not going to be enough. And he relocates himself back to base with the timeout. That was the buyback there from the Wisp, trying to turn that fight around.
Worth it. 100% worth it. It wasn't even for turn around. It was just to secure those last couple of kills. Just greedy play from Zai, but it totally worth it. Since you don't have that buyback penalty anymore.
Yeah, the rework.
It's way worth it to
Oh,
man.
Orange nightmared up, missile connecting here. Look at the damage from the brain something. Lifestealer pops out, turns towards Zai, but Zai alive, no, not for long. Pycat tries to turn around here with the cooldown. It's not going to connect onto too much. And everybody else from Five Turtles managed to bring themselves back up to their high ground, but the damage onto this tier 2 is being done meanwhile. That is a dieback across from Zai, but it's so early on. He's back in 20 seconds regardless. CNC will try and get back with a toss forward there onto Old White. Raised up, still enfeebled. It's not offering too much damage. Pycat potentially in trouble here. Might go down. There's the kick coming forward. Actually, the 4-star keeping Pycat alive. Sleep there trying to hold back the Lifestealer. Everyone tried to disengage. Another Drummer's Pop. Missile connects there onto the Tiny. And this is a long back and forth chase. They're not able to find anything more. Optic successfully disengaged from that.
The only reason Five Turtles feels comfortable doing that is because they know Zai's not there. If Zai's there, then they know that Pycat just gets healed to full and turns that around very quickly. So good of them to seize that opportunity for Zai's overextension and go for those kills. Unfortunately, they're not able to get anything. Really, really nice 4-staff coming out from 33. Ends up keeping Pycat alive.
I think he literally just picked that up in like the last minute or so as well.
Yeah, just barely getting it. So well played by him. And I mean, yeah, they defend their tower, but it's basically almost dead, and they weren't able to get anything except for a Zai kill out of it. So very, very clean play coming from Optic.
Yeah, for sure, for sure. We were right about the Lifestealer build. He's not going for the more popular Radiant Solar Crest. It is going to be the Armlet S&Y. So they want to play that sort of faster tempo. He wants to be able to get a hold of people and chop them down.
Yeah, it's a bit older school. It's kind of more what we're used to seeing from Lifestealers, but with the pace that Optic is setting, you definitely wouldn't have time to farm that Radiance. He's not really been able to farm too much. This Bane's been shutting him down a lot. And now, with that Blink reveal already on the Tiny, Optic can be a little bit more careful. That's how CCMP
Having Infest up here, they want a sword with a smoke from the Earth Spirit as well. They're looking for Pycat or Zai here in this bottom lane. Scan will come out from the Dire. That's a fresh BKB. Radiant's rotating down as well, but Radiant Scan will spot them out. They're smoked up, but Pycat, Zai, they know something's afoot. Get themselves tucked in the trees here in this bottom side.
They're going to TP top. That Blink Dagger is still there for
33
Tiny.
Gets the Nightmare off, but out pops Lifestealer. Trying to trump him down, but Relocate comes through here from Zai and Pycat. Shrine will be popped in. The Feed's Grip there onto the Tiny. He gets made quick work of, and he gets down very quickly. Pycat now dominating. A nice kick there for Orange, trying to make some space, but is it going to be enough? Silence there as well onto the Queen of Pain. The missile flying through from the Gyro. The CCC with another blink forward. Actually, the flat cannon from Pycat will find the double. And they can turn their attention once again towards another tier 2 towers. PPD is going hella deep here, trying to bring down this Rubik. They might have bitten off more than they can chew. Telex is back there into the raise from Gunnar. One more raise, and it's Old White finishing off PPD. But he's going to go, well, space created, boys. Look at this. Your tower's gone.
Yeah, and I mean, every time that one of these towers goes down, you know, when you're playing against an IO, you really want to try and keep your towers up as long as you can so that you don't have to worry about those relocate ganks coming in. But every time a tower goes down, it's more and more space that you have to keep in mind that anytime you see a hero, 2 more can immediately show up. And you know, when you're this Lifestealer, when you're this Tiny, you need to be able to farm safely. But right now, where are they supposed to go for farm? There's a Yules being built on the Shadow Fiend after his drums. So very defensive items.
I mean, do they have enough damage at this point? It's 20 minutes in. I mean, Lifestealer still hits hard if he doesn't get enfeebled. That's an if. And obviously, 33 every single time is just targeting this Lifestealer and removing half of his damage from these fights.
Yeah, I mean, you have the Enfeeble, you have the Nightmare, you have the Fiend's Grip. There's just so many ways of just saying, I don't care about your Lifestealer.
PPD call out here, toss back into the Telekinesis. Pycat comes in though with the cooldown. Night Stalker still somehow alive as PPD runs himself over the cliff. Pycat able to do enough to force them back. Missile will finally connect and Infest here into Orange. Turtles here, are they going to look for more?
Yeah. And meanwhile, that was 2 heroes, and I mean, Zai showing up at the end for Optic. Meanwhile, the full 5-man of Turtles is there. Every single one of them was there trying to keep that Lifestealer alive. Like, that's what they need to be able to bring kills. And so the farm is just going all Optic's way. The net worth advantage is just growing bigger and bigger. I'm worried about 5 Turtles, man.
See a roll forward here with the Pycat again. Trying to bait out here, though. Zai is here with the support. Old White pops himself out, pops the rage, tries to run himself away, but there's the finger of aggressive blinking from CC, and look at that Sonic Wave doing so much damage. There was a team there. a moment ago. There's not any
Are
more.
you
5
sure?
turtles, 4 heroes down, and the tier 2 tower shortly to fall after, and they turn their attention towards this tier 3. Potentially the first set of racks in this game. 21 minutes in with a 12k net advantage now from Optic Gaming. Great little debate there from PyCat. My oh my.
Yeah, I don't think they can initiate on anybody that isn't Zai. You need to kill Zai unless you see him on another part of the map, 100% for sure. You need to be able to kill Zai because he's just keeping
Forced off
everybody.
aggressively forward. They managed to trap up the Shadow Fiend there with the Nightmare cooldown. Comes down, will be mostly dodged away by the Yules. Another Silence comes through. Actually, they managed to bring down Zai. Tiny there with the blink in burst. CCNC in deep will blink himself back though. They do get the melee racks, so not all is lost, just the IO. I think Optic still be okay with that, but at least 5 turtles, they get something for their trouble.
Yeah, I mean, that was actually a really good force staff from 33 there to bring the Shadow Fiend in way closer than he wanted to be. They do still end up, like you said, getting Zai, but they lose a melee Rex for it.
It's certainly point in the game as well. Very much worth it for Optic. That lane always going to be constantly pressuring now with the super creeps.
Yeah, and mid is a very, very good lane to get early because it's the shortest lane, so you always have to make sure that you have somebody there.
Turtles, they're looking to fight. They're smoked up. They're wrapping around. What can they find? The scan will come out. Doesn't connect onto anything as yet. CCC spotted out there. There's a silence though onto the Earth Spirit with that fresh Orchid from CCC. Defensive Nightmare there for 33, meaning Old White can't do any damage. And they find a secondary kill there onto the Rubik of Onion as well. Fiend's Grip there connected now onto the Lyos. So the toss back from Sword is not going to do anything. Sword blinks himself away into the trees. Is he spotted? Oh. Lag. No.
Oh man, that relocate. And
Oh.
Sword's just hiding. Oh, but PBD finds him. PBD finds him in the trees.
I have lagged out. Sorry, I've disconnected in the middle of this fight. That's not good.
And Sword
Good.
tries to TP out, but he cannot. And so instead, they are going to find him. Full 5-man wipe while they are also taking the T3 in racks. And they call the GG, but don't actually call the GG. So I'm not sure if that was just them.
What a time for my internet to go. Superior fight there from Optic. Once again,
And
turning it around, and they're just going to end the game now, hitting the tier 4s. As I plinks at the middle racks, but 5 turtles standing defeated, sitting in their base. Onion gets a quick steal off. Has the rocket barrage, but what's he going to do with it as the tier 4 are falling?
Yeah, I mean, Optic just playing very crisp, very clean. Not giving a whole lot away in those early levels. And, I mean, Zai on this IO, man. Just always where he needs to be.
Roll forward, silence up before they can get the Abyss out. Earthspit will drop very quickly. CCNC with the mega kill now. Old White in the midst of everybody. Rage up, trying to find Zai. Zai just baiting perfectly. Does finally go down. PyCat with a BKB turnaround though. Old White does get dropped, and they finally call GG as CCNC throws out the last Sonic wave of the game, bringing down the Shadow Fiend, who in fact actually does buy back. Tiny will drop as well. Triple kill now for CCNC. And that is the throne popping as PyCat calls GG as well. Optic Gaming take the first game of this best of 3 series, 1-0 versus 5 turtles.
I mean, just crisp play coming out from Optic, man. Just you know, that early dual lane until Bane's like, all right, I got a couple of levels now. You can go away. I'm just gonna slow Lifestealer down. CCNC doing a fantastic job in that middle lane. We didn't really focus on it too much because a lot of action was going on in the side lanes, but just really strong presence from that mid game and then running with it.
Sure, for sure. Anything you'd like to see Turtles doing differently for game 2?
I mean, there wasn't really much that they did wrong, right? Like the laning matchup was rough. I think maybe rotate the Earth Spirit around a little bit earlier. Maybe look to pressure CCNC a bit. It's pretty tough as an Earth Spirit though, because most times you roll in and she just blinks away. So CCNC being very careful, not really blinking in too aggressively. It was just a tough, well-executed game from Optic. I'm not sure what they can really maybe look to do.
I could suggest one thing: ban Gyrocopter or IO.
Yeah, I would say IO is more the worry. Gyro you can deal with, but that IO just did so much work. Zai keeping his team alive through so much, even buying back twice there just to keep his team alive.
For MVP for you then is Zai, would you say?
Yeah, I think Zai definitely. 33 is pretty close though.
I did love the offlane Bane. It was very cool to see. All right, hopefully we'll be back very shortly for game 2, guys. Hope you did enjoy game 1. Sorry about some of the technical difficulties there, having a bit of lag from myself a little bit there, and Sword as well. I think was having some issues on the Tiny for 5 Turtles, but hopefully everything will be sorted out for game 2, and we'll be right back. Do stay tuned.